When it comes to the council and motorsport, things are not pretty. Yes, I have a vested interest, as I've worked in the sport for a long time and it is my particular favourite sport. But regardless, the fact stands that decision makers in powerful positions are providing poor solutions to the community that involves itself in the sport. It is one of only a few communities that are being shafted by council, but we'll get to those later. This one is about motorsport. I've had a while to digest opinions on Western Springs and take an input on what is happening at the Mount Wellington track, and it's fair to say that the motorsport community is being walked over, used and abused. Another one to take into account is Waikato Park, the heritage stand that can't be used, in particular council entities leaving that code in the wilderness as well. So that will be another one that I will work on. Meanwhile, the fight for the use of Mount Wellington is now going legal, so there's no need for me to make any more statements on that aside from one thing. If it's not solved by the time I make office, I will be pressing very hard to get karting, bikes and the other entities back in and using the park and the track that exists on the land already. Them being kicked out by Panuku is nothing short of disgraceful and borderline corrupt. But this video is to focus particularly on my thoughts about Western Springs as a continued venue for Speedway. Quite simply, it should stay. And I now have the solutions on how to make it better without spending anywhere near the amount of money that would be needed to move it, and at the same time save massive amounts of money on converting it for others to use instead. Let me pop up a Google map here and show you, because it really is quite simple. Firstly, this entire clubroom building needs to be removed. A building for rugby can be built on the front grounds. It's a known fact among those who work at the Springs that this building is now failing structurally. It's too expensive to repair, so just get rid of it. Then we turn that entire area into pits. Then we completely remove the existing gate and turn that into a full cul-de-sac that allows truck parking and a turn spot. There is another benefit here which I will explain shortly. Here is the new venue entrance with new facilities for possibly changing rooms and other admin operations. Then we could possibly build a grandstand here that allows the cars to drive underneath, and it would also stop all the spectators from gathering on the walk bridge that head towards the VIP stand, and that VIP stand should also be upgraded. In regards to the track itself, not my issue. If it really needs changing, then so be it, but it possibly works as it is. And that is it. No spending money anywhere else to move Speedway, put the investment into the existing facility, and as I said before, it will be way less than going anywhere else. We also fight to ensure that restrictions and operation costs are not piled on to the sport by the council, whether that is through the rogue states of RFA or Panuku or whoever is managing the entity at the time, but we make sure that it doesn't happen, as it will be their clever and conniving way to push the sport out later on. Now, we forget all about using the place for cricket. I will fight to strike that from the plans completely. There is no way that New Zealand cricket, not Auckland cricket, no way that New Zealand cricket should get a new facility supplied for free. Yes, you heard that correctly, supplied free of charge when other venues already exist that do the job quite nicely. In regards to concerts, that's also easy. By changing the layout, the concert promoters will be super happy because their trucks can also utilise the new turnaround cul-de-sac, and the public are directed away from it with the new entrance location. And their life will be easier because the old rugby club rooms are gone. There could be a small building placed at the end near the VIP stand if we think it's needed. That could be used for the change rooms, driver briefings, medical, concert performers, etc. This is totally doable. Concerts can still be held, so money can still be made. Eden Park needs its systems changed so that concerts can be held there as well with much more ease than currently, as they also need a resource consent each and every time a concert wants to happen. So how do we make this happen? Well, there is a way. Firstly, we must note that the RFA is a devious entity and they need to be put in their place. We also need to remember that they will lie, deceive and play games to keep their empire going. So we use people power to counteract that. We ensure that together we combine our voices so that they don't have the power anymore. And I'll let you know about the plans to do that soon. Meanwhile, let it be known that I now officially want Speedway to stay at Western Springs. No moving, and I'm making it a priority fight.